Okay, we're going to talk about principal values. So trigo, inverse of trigo, principal values. When you see these questions are very confusing, right? Okay, you see, first you need to know what is called principal values and then what is called the range of the principal value. Okay, let's see, take a look at the sign. I give you the two possible, as in like when you do sine inverse, you either have a negative trigo ratio or you have a positive trigo ratio, right? So when you do sine inverse negative 0.5, for example, and then when you key into the calculator, it will give you minus 30 degree. If you are in the degree mode, they will give you also minus pi over 6. Of course, calculator will give you decimal. But in terms of radian, you got to know that when it is special angle, you got to put it in terms of pi. So the best way is you look at the degree. Put in the degree mode, when you key in sine inverse negative 0.5, it gives you negative 30. That's the principal value. The value, you see, when we find basic angle, we always key sine inverse the positive value of 0.5. That's the basic angle. But now we are talking about principal value. So just remember that to find principal value, you just sine inverse negative 0.5 and the first value that the calculator gives you, that's the principal value. You understand? Okay. Then when we key in sine inverse 0.5, the calculator gives you 30 degree. It means the principal value of sine inverse 0.5 is 30 degree. Okay, so you see, you either have positive or negative, and you take a look. This is minus 30, this is 30. And that's why the sine inverse range is from minus pi over 2. You take a look at this one. This is in the fourth quadrant. Negative 30 is in the fourth quadrant. So the so-called the furthest you can go is the negative pi over 2 or negative 90 degree. Correct? Then this one is in the first quadrant, and the furthest you can go is up to 90 degree. And that's why the range of sine inverse x is between minus pi over 2 and pi over 2 over here. Okay, see, it's between minus pi over 2 and pi over 2. And the reasoning I come from here. You understand? Okay, let's take a look at the cosine. So cosine inverse negative 0.5, when you key into a calculator, it gives you 120 degree. So the principal value of cosine inverse negative 0.5 is 120. Okay, in terms of pi, it will be 2 pi over 3. Okay, and you can see that this is second quadrant. So you can see second quadrant means that it is up to pi because it's 180 degree. Okay, then when you do cosine inverse positive value, it gives you 60 degree. Calculator gives you 60 degree. It means the principal value is 60 degree. Okay, and in terms of pi, it will be pi over 3. So the range is, that's why the range for cosine inverse x is from 0, first quadrant to second quadrant. That's from 0 to pi. See, 0 to pi. Okay, and that's why this is the range of the inverse of cosine inverse. The range. So now let's take a look at the third one, which is the tangent. So tangent inverse negative 1, when you key into the calculator, it gives you minus 45 degree, which is in the fourth quadrant. Okay, negative 45. And in terms of pi, it will be minus pi over 4. So you see the range. Okay, let's take a look at the positive first. When we key in tangent inverse 1, it gives me 45. So the principal value of tangent inverse 1 is 45 degree. In terms of pi, will be pi over 4. So we're talking about the first quadrant. Okay, then you take a look at the range. Because it's from fourth and the first, that's why it's from negative pi over 2. Because in the fourth quadrant here, the maximum is minus pi over 2. Then the first quadrant is up to pi over 2. That's why the range is from minus pi over 2 to pi over 2, this one. And you will notice sine inverse x and tangent inverse x, the range of the principal value is the same. The only difference is the cosine is from 0 to pi. Okay, so the reasoning is because of this. You have no other way already, because you see, trigo ratio is either positive or negative. They don't have third possible values, you understand? So that's why the range is fixed. So in other words, when you come out this kind of principal value kind of question, all you need to do is, if they ask you, oh, what's the principal value of sine inverse whatever, okay? They're like, for example, they say, oh, sine inverse whatever, they put it, let's say minus 1 over square root 3, okay? What's the principal value? Just key calculator, including the negative, whatever the calculator gives you, that is the principal value. You understand? Okay, so you don't bother about, whatever is inside here. Okay, so sine inverse, whatever, you just key in accordingly. The positive, you just as positive. Negative, you key as negative. Whatever the calculator gives you the first answer, that's the principal value. Okay, unless That's the value. Then only when they ask you, oh, what is the range of sine inverse x? Then you will say, oh, it's between minus pi over 2 to pi over 2. What is the principal range of the cosine inverse? Then you will say it's between 0 to pi or 0 to 180 degree. Depends on whether they want it in degree or want it in radian. Okay, if they ask you what's the principal range, the range of the principal value of tangent inverse, then you say, oh, so it's from minus pi over 2 to pi over 2 or negative 90 degree to 90 degree. Okay, so that's the concept of principal value. Okay.